I want to describe for you an experience I had smoking Salvia divinorum, diviner sage, or it's just a regular sage. It has psychoactive properties to it, like most sages do. This one is just the popular one because it's dying, and they want to revive it. It's what do you call it? It's a species that's having difficulties, but an endangered species. So we're all smoking an endangered species to make a market to grow more of this endangered species. So that, but you can do it with stuff you find at Walmart, sages you find at Walmart. I mean, you know, it's not. They're not going to take this away. You know, you don't have to worry about that. Yay! Because and it's really interesting because it's one of the most fucked up experiences that you can have on drugs. It's its own universe. It's its own reality. If you have not broken through some of the levels of sage, you know, you've got a ways to go. You don't want to go on your deathbed and realize, oh, I wish I smoked more sage. I mean, all that hot stuff, you know, and whatever, you know, that gets you where you want to go for a while, but this shit rips your reality into two. I mean, certain things, you know, if you start hallucinating inside your brain in different areas, different things will happen. If you start hallucinating your auditory cortex, then, well, you'll start hearing things. If you start hallucinating, or, well, I say hallucinating, but really what's happening is these parts of the brain are going into REM. They're actually starting to dream. It's a dream. So when you start hearing voices as schizophrenic, it's just part of your brain dreaming. It's nothing to be concerned with. It is you, you know, it is as the aspects of you in your dreams. So I want to try to describe what the feeling is. There's a feeling that reality is ripping. There's this common theme. There's that goes through. Yeah, this is sage dream. It's a dream. It's another dream. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know. It's working in the kappa opiates, the line of receptors, and well, it will give you an out of body experience. You won't feel particularly attached to your body on low doses. But the effects only last like 15 minutes. So the real wonders come when you start working with concentrated doses, where you can suck in 20 times more than you were sucking in before. You know, when you get up to these levels, then, well, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, for me, it's that time is fault. Time, my perceptions are being ripped to the right of my perceptive field, and things that aren't as concerning. There seems to be a rip. There seems to be looking for a rip, but because you can, well, you know, if you start dreaming in your prefrontal cortex, then you're gonna start believing things. And I believe that I was a spark, or part of a spark, or that what I was part of this sword. And I don't know where these things come from, but I mean, it's that sword of St. Michael Archangel, and some strange thing like that. Of course, we've got tendon, of course, you know, something like that. But the rip was happening with the sword, and the sword was beating on something else, perhaps another sword, and it made shards. It clashed, and there were sparks. And I've seen I was concerned about the sparks. I didn't know if I was part of the sparks or if I was just part of the sword, but I felt more like I was part of thing than I was person. I thought that what was happening was I was somehow being put inside of the spark, and I didn't know whether or not I was going to be important after that, or whether or not the whole dream is just going to was just going to end, or was I was actually kind of fearing death at that point. Because I didn't know what was going on. People were coming into my apartment, and I couldn't take it. My mind was not ready for other people, and the ripping again happened. Ripping of the reality. As you can't perceive everything in your visual field, it's not tunnel vision either. It's definitely on a particular side. It's on my right side. But I've had experiences where I thought my mouth was opening, and I thought my mouth was opening into something else, and it couldn't go any farther. So I couldn't, it's like you start thinking of, I'm gonna lose teeth. I've been cut in half or something, and weird shit. Definitely weird shit. Oh man. Well, I don't know. Can't say much more about it. It's definitely an experience. Yeah, definitely an experience. Go try it.